Hello, lovelies. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to, what is it? It's Wednesday. How do you like that? That means it's Wise Women's Wednesday. I hope everybody is enjoying their Wednesday so far. Look how quickly we had people come on. Yay! That means something's going right. Good morning, Margot. Good to see you. How is everyone today? I am just sitting here being it's been chilly this morning. It was 43 degrees. One would think that summer was around the corner. One would think that spring would spring up, but not here. Hello, Sarah. Good morning. Hello, Yolanda. I'm great. How are you? And Rami's in the house. So's Catherine. Here come my ladies. Oh, thank you. Gosh, I'm just sitting here thinking, this hair, boy, man, oh man, this hair. It is so gray. Gray and dark. We just do what we can with what we've got, right? That's all we can do. Hey, Vanessa. Carla says she's cold in Kentucky. I get it. I'm cold here. Lucy's here too. Yay. Good, marvelous. I love to hear people say that they're doing marvelously. That's fantastic. It does grow fast. Look, the roots section, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's like an inch. There's Jenny and Susan. Good to see everybody. Amy, she's here too. Good. Allison is here too. All these lovelies. I recognize all of you. And thank you so much for showing up and speaking up and everything. This is just fantastic. I've been thinking a lot about this and about how our community has just so come together. Joanne, Lisa, Laura. I'm glad you're here, Laura. And Donna, gosh, it's so good to see all of you. And a lot of you I'm seeing who are in full bloom from Saturday, which is really cool. We had a great time. That was just it was a highlight, I would say, of 2020 for me anyway. And just being able to be with my girls, just nothing like it. There is nothing like it. So how come I don't have what I need here? Oh, there it is. That's what I need. All right. So I'm glad. Oh, Joanne, you're so sweet. She says there's honestly no other place she'd rather be. Allison said full bloom was amazing. Thank you for that, Allison. Thank you, Margot. Margot liked it too. Good. Yay. It was cool. You know what? Here's the thing. Oh, I have gray. If we go down to if we're going to go to the crown, it's pretty scary there. We are so speckled. Richard liked watching you and Mark together. You watched it together. I mean, come on. He gave me such crap yesterday. Did you see him? And he was just saying, you were so distracting. And I said, welcome to my world. He's constantly, or he's doing something, or, he's doing something else. He's playing on his phone, whatever he's doing. And I just said, all you have to do is stand there. All you have to do is stand there. Donna said, what was Full Bloom? Full Bloom was our event that we usually do together. And it's a get together and be fabulous together. And I mean, like literally people fly in and get hotels and we have meals together and it's just incredible. Well, obviously that did not happen, did it? We don't have those things happening right now. So what we did was we made it a virtual event and then we were able to open it up and get a whole lot more people in and we were able to join together and connect heart to heart, soul to soul, brain to brain, all the things. And it was really so incredible because everybody showed up. And what I found to be so, the thing that I walked away with the most was just how much everybody is just put everything out there and said, you know what, I'm in. I am in. I'm in it to win it. And we did that. And it was everything that I had hoped for. You know what? We can probably have another virtual Full Bloom. I would take me a while though to come up with new material, but we could even do the same thing over again. I don't care, but I loved it because I felt like I felt like it was beyond just connection. It was also like, I felt like friendships were formed. I felt like people just, there was such an encouragement and support there. And, you know, you just cannot get enough of that right now. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I feel. There's just not enough of that in the world. There's so much negativity out there. There's so much, you know, foreboding and this, that, and the other thing, that to get together and to just kind of put that stuff off and to be together and to lift each other up and to encourage each other and to make ourselves unite and connect. It was just it was a wonderful experience. I think we all felt that way. All of us. It was a lot. It was great. I'm drinking, if anybody's wondering what I'm drinking Just Juice Veggies. I found one. I found one that I had opened a while back. And so I'm like down the hatch, with some vitamin C, extra vitamin C. And I will get that. Spot on for me, life moving forward. Good to hear that, Brenda. It made me decide to join the next level with the community. She just joined. That's right. Diane just joined Take Back Your Life, and delighted to have you in there. That's part of the connection too. And we've got some new things coming with that, because one of the things that we do in Take Back Your Life is we have different levels of like we do, you know, like a challenge or whatever. And because our supply chain has been a little iffy, welcome to the world of pandemics, right? Everybody's supply chain is like that. Because of that, we're going to do an exercise challenge, and we've got a couple of different things that we can, you know, that we don't have to get supplements for, or we don't have to, you know, do anything. So that means that, you know, we have things coming up. So we're going to do things just a little bit differently. We're also going to have our teachings kind of combined a little bit, and I'll explain more about that next week when we've got that. But I really believe that we have we've gotten it even better simply because of circumstances. Isn't it funny? Sometimes things, you know, problems can look a little bit intimidating, but on the other hand, sometimes problems can present new solutions, which you didn't even know you needed. So that's how all those things worked out. We got a lot of pollen out in the air, and I've been feeling it lately. So if I, you know, snuffle a little bit, or if I have, you know, if I sound a little nasally, there you go. Welcome to my pollen world. And you can see outside, and I think I've shown you guys a number of times, but you've got all the oak trees with their little tassels hanging, and that stuff just sets me off like crazy. But, you know, spring is here. Spring is here. Spring to me is always the promise of newness. And I'm going to look at this symbolically. You know, I always look at it symbolically, but especially this year, I'm looking at it symbolically, because having spring right in front of my eyes in this beautiful, incredible view, it just sets my soul up for just expansion, you know. And I'll show it to you. Let me see if I can do this. Let me show you my view. Look at that. See, ladies? That is my view. This is my office that you're in, and that is my view that you're seeing. What do you think of that? Wasn't that so pretty? Aha. Donna says her pollen is still... But Donna, you live in Alaska. See, I know so much about all of you. You live in Alaska, so, well, it's going to come. You know, you guys have it coming too, so that's going to be exciting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my view. I sure did. It's every day I get to look at that. It's a beautiful view. And it's, you know, we all have the opportunity to focus on things that bring us joy and things that light up our souls. And this does it for me. And even though you had to see it through the screen, I mean, I'd have to get up and, you know, do the whole thing. It's glorious. And we all have the ability to look at something glorious every single day. And I think that should be an assignment. Wise women, look for something glorious to focus on. Write that one down. Well, we have a quote of the week, and I think yes, I did. I actually remembered to turn the whole thing around. Miracles come in moments. Be ready and willing. I love that. Wayne Dyer, isn't he just fantastic? You know, he just has the way of saying things, and miracles do come in moments. And when we are looking for miracles, somehow or another they show up, don't they? So that's one of the things. This is one of the reasons why I love this quote so much. We do have miracles in every little moment, and when we're looking for them, and when we have expectations that they're going to arrive. Who knows? Maybe your child is going to have a miraculous moment. Maybe your husband is. Maybe the trees are outside. Maybe there's something that's going to capture you and make you appreciate a miraculous moment. If we can move into the place of gratitude, it's amazing what happens, because then we start to see, living in the present, that miracles do come in the moment. And I love that. I love that quote so much. And I love Wayne Dyer, of course. I call him my writing buddy because my mother has passed, and so has Wayne Dyer. And so when it's time to sit down and write, my mother was a big encouragement and for my writing. And I always feel like Wayne Dyer was a big encourager. He always said, write. You know, writing was really good for his soul. And I absolutely 100% agreed with him. So I just tell him, okay, Wayne and Mom, it's time for me to write. And I expect that those little guardian angels are out there listening to me and helping me out. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not crazy. We have a ships free thing, by the way. And by the way, you guys have just really come along, and I appreciate how much you're supporting us with our supplements. We have new supplements being made today. This is what they're telling us. I will let you know about them next week as soon as I get the little tracking information sent to me in my email. I have learned in this pandemic and in this just very uncertain times of supply chain that it's don't count your chickens before they're hatched. And to me, the hatching is when I get that little tracking number. Even if it doesn't come on time, which that has happened a couple of times. Even if it doesn't come on time, at least we have a tracking number and we know that it's definitely on the way. So one of the things that they have, our lovely supplier has supplied us with, is plenty of L-glutamine. L-glutamine. Now again, I've shown you this before, and you have ordered this in great quantities, and fortunately we have a lot of it. How to use it, and I just dip my finger, clean finger, and put it into my L-glutamine, which I keep in a dish. I put it on my teeth, my gums, I put it on my tongue, and it immediately cuts off cravings. It doesn't matter what the craving is. I had a woman whose husband used this for quitting smoking. And I have a lot of women who are using this for carb cravings and sugar cravings and what have you. Because the pleasure center in the brain is the pleasure center in the brain. And a psychiatrist told me about this. She uses this with her addicts because that's what she specializes is in dealing with addicts. You have to deal with not only the mindset, but the physiology. And that's true for any kind of addiction. And this stuff is thebomb.com. I also use it in my smoothies, and it helps also to heal your gut. Catherine said she just used her L-glutamine. It's amazing stuff. It does the job. Terry, I love you back. She just said, I love you, Leanne. Well, I appreciate that. You know what? Is there such thing as too much love? I really don't think so. I think we live in the world where there's not enough. So if you decide to order the L-glutamine, let me just tell you this right now. You get a 30-day supply. It's a different container, different supplier, and still the great same stuff. If you order this, you will get free shipping if you put ships free in the promo window. That's all you have to do. And you can also load up your... Ooh, I almost dropped that. You can also load up your cart with anything you want, anything that we sell, and it will still be free. You just need to make sure that you've got that L-glutamine in there. You know, we've got Wise Women's Tea. We've got everything in there. Just check out the store. Go take a look. Some things are out. Some things are ordered. You know, this is the way that the world is right now, but we do have that. Also, don't forget $200, and then yes, it does ship free, and you also get a free mindful mug. And there's a blog post coming out, I think maybe next week, on what a mindful mug is. But it basically brings you to a place of being mindful so you don't put on the feed bag and go crazy with the food or or go nutty with portion control or eating too fast or whatever it is that you need to be mindful about when you begin a meal. If you have a little mindful mug of hot bone broth or even hot water and lemon, I don't care. This mindful mug will bring you to that place of remembering this so that you don't go back into old habits. This is one of the things that has been just an absolute godsend for me and for a lot of my coaching clients that I work with. They use their mindful mug with every meal, and it makes a difference. You know, we are so, the word that I'm looking for is that, you know, we all need setups for success. And that's exactly what the mindful mug is. Everything that we do when we're trying to change old ingrained habits, you know all about those, right? We all have them. But when you have old ingrained habits and you're trying to change over into new habits that are going to support the life that you really truly want to lead, you have to set up your environment. It's not willpower, it's environment. And it's things that are going to cue you, like, this is what you want to do. Hey, remember me? I do this all the time with my water. My water is set on a schedule. I have it on a schedule, and I have reminders on my phone. Not reminders. I have I set the alarms every hour at 12:45, 1:45, 2:45. It goes off, so I drink my water. Now, I'm doing that now. I'm doing it again, I should say, because I had the habit, then I got out of the habit. And so to put myself back into the habit, I'm using cues that will help me to get there. That's all it is. And it is really an incredible thing, because it's the little things that we do. It's the little tweaks and the little changes that refine and help to define the direction that we want to go. You know, it's like you've heard before, I've talked about this before here, that if your GPS is even off a little bit, just a couple of degrees, and you're flying from New York to LA, you'll end up in San Francisco if it's off that much, just a tiny bit. And for us, it's the same thing. If we've got goals and visions for ourselves, we need to do things to set up our environment for success and to cue us so that we know what to do next. I need that all day long, because listen, I will always fall back into those old habits. It's the old Oregon trails in our head. You know, that's what we know. So that's what we do. If we don't want to do that anymore, then we've got to set ourselves up for success. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about, because today we're going to be talking about being solution oriented instead of being so problem oriented. And I'm going to walk you through some of this stuff in half a second, because I think it's so crucial and so critical. So don't forget what I said about the L-glutamine. Put it in your cart, you get free shipping. Put ships free. If it's over $200, you'll get a mindful mug and a little card from me saying that you're so wonderful and I appreciate your support. And, the other thing that I wanted to tell you too, and I'm going to kind of keep letting you know when we get stuff in, vanilla perfect paleo protein just came in yesterday. So that's pretty exciting. Also at 4:00, we do cooking lessons each and every day. Today, Caroline is cooking for me. That's my daughter. She has inheritedsalt.com, and she's a brilliant food recipe writer and food photographer. Her stuff on Inherited Salt is beautiful. And if you've seen the stuff on my site, all the pictures on my site, most of the pictures on my site were done by Caroline. And you can see some of her talent there. Today, she's either doing pizza dough, sourdough starter, or she's doing a vegetarian dish that she really loves. Who knows? She's not a vegetarian, but she cooks some vegetarian things. So anyway, so if you want to check that out at 4 p.m., she will be taking over the helm, and I will be giving her all kinds of garbage in the comments and giving her a bad time, because that's my job as a mother. Am I right? Oh my goodness. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, Friday. First of all, everybody, I keep forgetting about this. Friday is our Q&A. If you have a question for me about nutrition, about supplements, about cooking, or pretty much anything else, send them in to support@savingdinner.com. And in the subject line, if you would write question for Leanne on Friday, it gets directly into my inbox and I can take care of it from there. And on Friday, you will hear me talk about it because we do Q&A and it's always fun. I love your questions. They're always brilliant, you know? Well, most of them. Most of them. All right. So today we're going to be talking about how we get so focused on the problem that we forget to be focused on the right thing, which is the solution. And what I've found is that we get crazy about our problems, so crazy about our problems, we get wrapped up. We're so wrapped up in our problems. We talk about them endlessly. We get emotional about them. And it's just this grand repetition of this, and this. And, you know, it's interesting. We think that we are being solution oriented, and we think that we're looking for the answer to them when we are grousing with our friends and constantly thinking about them and what have you. But what we're doing really is complaining, because while that problem does need a solution, talking about it endlessly and getting really emotional about it is only ingraining that into our lives and is only underscoring it and bolding it and putting a highlighter on it and making it that much more tangible. And as a matter of fact, the part of our brain, which is the amygdala, it does not like any risk whatsoever and wants to keep you safe, is saying to you, okay, so this is the way it is, and therefore that's the evidence that I'm going to look for in order to support your problem. Your brain doesn't know problem versus solution. Your brain only knows that when you put so much into it and when you're thinking about it so endlessly and you're even emoting about it and becoming just completely in a lather about it, that's what you're telling your body to do. That's what you're telling your brain, that this is what I want to focus on. This is the thing. And it gets us out of looking for a solution, because instead of having the spotlight on the solution, the spotlight's on the problem. And that puts us in the hand-wringing zone. You know, we've talked about the hand-wringing zone before, which is super not helpful. And then if you really want to torpedo this and really take yourself into a dark spot, not only do we focus on it, but we also say, yeah, but the evidence for that is this happened before. It always happens to me this way. And the brain starts going with you. You know what I'm talking about. And as your brain starts to go into that dark place, you're gathering all the evidence to support this problem. And it always happens to you. And why you? And why this is sad. And why am I the one that has to go through this? And it always happens this way. And I can't help this. And blah, blah, blah. And it's just so exhausting. And it's also pointing us in the wrong direction, because the direction we want to go is into the solution zone. That's where we want to go. We can't do that when we've got all of our energy, all of our emotion, and everything else focused on the problem. The problem deserves solution. So how do we do that? And for me, I have found that there's several different things, but one of the biggest things that we can do is to unplug from it. Because you know how we are. We are passionate women, and we see something and we see the inequity of it all. We see whatever it is that is such a problem, and we lose our sights because we are so focused on that. And we lose our way to the solution because we're in a lather, like I said, in a lather, and just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do about it? We are not looking for the solution. We're looking to keep underscoring and validating the way we feel. And all I say to you is this: who cares? And it's not that I'm dismissing it. And it's not that I am saying that it's okay. And it's not that I'm saying that it's not okay. It's nothing. It's just looking at it from a perspective of how am I going to go and figure this thing out if I am so problem oriented. The problem, everything can be figured out. Everything has a solution. One has to, though, and I'm speaking from personal experience, you have to unplug the emotion from it first, number one, and just stand back from it, number two. And number three is just say, okay, what's this all about? If it's something that, money will fix, it's not a problem. It's something that will be fixed with money, then you can just say, okay, money's going to fix this eventually. You can't fix an amputated leg, for example. You can't fix. There's a whole lot of stuff that you cannot fix with money. But if money will fix it, it's not a problem. This is an old quote from Reena Davenport, which always has helped me out in the tough times, because there are ways to earn money. There are ways to do things. There are ways you're not stuck. Nobody's got their shoe on your head saying you can never work again or anything. There's other things that you can do. You can shift. You can look for other solutions. I had a woman the other day who was talking about this, who's in my wellness circle, and I hooked her up with somebody. She'd lost her job. I hooked her up with somebody and got her a virtual customer service job with a gal I know who was looking for somebody. And it was, in other words, there are solutions out there. If money will fix it, there are solutions out there that will bring the money in. Just that simple. And, and again, that's not to diminish people who've lost their jobs. We know what's going on right now, but there are solutions out there. There is a solution for just about everything except, there's obvious things that there isn't solutions for, but there are ways to shift so that you don't have to be stuck on just, catastrophizing. The biggest thing is to pull the plug out of the emotion so that you can sit down and start strategizing. What is my next move? What do I need to do first? What is the first thing that I can do to start making this better? Does it mean I need to talk to somebody? Does it mean that I need to make a phone call? Does it mean that I need to accept that this is not going to work out so well? What does this exactly mean? And I have a really good example for it, but I'm not quite ready to share this yet. It's extremely personal, but I have a really good example of what needs to be done in a situation like this when you're just sitting there thinking, I am just completely stuck because this problem is so crazy. But when we understand that what we focus on expands, and we talk about this all the time, and that we are trying and always constantly looking for things in our lives that are going to support the vibrant life that we want to live, we cannot live in the hand-wringing zone. And that's what happens when you're problem-oriented instead of solution-oriented. You can grow into the solution. You might not have all the answers, but I promise you that there are people in your world who do. And that if you look up and you look out and you look in, those three things, that this is the thing that is going to help. Because when you're looking up, you're saying, God, I don't have an answer to this. Help me out. When you're looking out, you're saying to your community, hey, this is going on. I need a little help with this particular thing. And when you're looking in, you're recognizing that in your beautiful self, in your knowing, your intuition, your empathy, God, everything that's within you, there is a solution. And it's just a matter of activating all three of those things, up, out, and in, that you'll start to find the solution. You no longer are catastrophizing. You're no longer over-emoting. You are now sitting in the catbird seat and deciding that you're going to find a solution. That doesn't mean it's going to just pop into your head and there it is, you're done. It means that you're expecting, that you're waiting in expectation for the solution. You've put it out there. You've put it out there into the world. You're not grousing. You're not complaining. You're not whining. You're not hand-wringing. You're not getting completely emotional and almost losing your voice by talking about it so much. You are instead solution-oriented. That's wise. That's what wise women do. Because what we think about expands and it expands and it expands. We need to be putting our eyes on the prize. Our eyes on the prize. That's the solution. And I promise you, everything has a solution. And the things that we're crying over that don't have solutions, like we can't grow back amputated legs, for example, there are other solutions. That might not be the solution, but there's another solution to that issue. A prosthetic leg, physical therapy, etc. Sometimes we have to adjust what we want for our solution. And we have to be open to the fact that the solution might be a lot different than what we're asking for or looking for. But this is the whole thing. We have to set our mind on the things that are going to bring solutions into our lives. And it always comes this way, guys. It's always this. It's always look up. It's always look out. And it's always look within. And I promise you with everything that I have, that if you do that, you will bring it in. It will come. It will come. And the creativity that you come up with is going to be amazing. You're going to blow yourself away. The people that just coincidentally drop into your life, it's going to be amazing. And you'll wake up in the morning with things that happen, things that expand and help you. You remember a few weeks back, or I don't even know, maybe it was a week ago, when our supplier said, nope, not going to do it. And I was just so upset. It was 15 minutes before the show. And I had popped off an email and everything and sat there and then just lost it in the show. And I went to bed thinking, you know what, there is a solution to this. And that didn't mean that I didn't have the right to have an emotional moment about it. We all do. But I didn't want to stay there. I don't want to stay there. That's not going to get me a solution. Instead, I looked up, I looked out into my community, and I looked in. And I woke up with this, that I was blessed and highly favored. And I believed that with all of my heart. I shared it with you the next day. And that in and of itself, was it a solution? No. But then within an hour, I got an email from my supplier saying that they were going to come through to me. Exactly the way I wanted? No. But they came through for me nonetheless. And that, my friends, is a solution. And that, to me, I'm going to live my life like that. When I get stuck and when I get caught up, I'm going to stop myself because it doesn't work. It just doesn't work, and it's painful and it's hurtful and it doesn't bless anybody around us. This way blesses you, it blesses the people around us, and it just sets your faith on fire because God's listening and He loves you and He set you here on purpose for a reason. He wants you in His world. He wants you talking to Him, and you don't have to blessed art thou, etc. He's okay with you just saying, God, I just don't even know what to do right now. He's cool with that because that's the kind of loving God that He is. And it's cool for you to just say to your friends, I just have this thing going on and I don't even know what to do with this. And just leave it there. Leave it there. And then to draw into yourself and to say, you know what? I'm a little bit worried and I can't see an answer, but I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Oh my gosh. And I will tell you something, when you know it's coming and when you feel like, there's an answer, even if you can't see it, and you have faith in that, just that much faith, there's always a surprise, and it's wonderful. And I promise you, it is the truth. This is how He works. This is how God works. This is how your community works. This is how you work. It's all inside. Isn't it nice to know that you can cast your net out and grab some fish? I like that. So I would like to also just throw out and thank you for being so generous in your support for us. You guys are ordering supplements. Thank you for that. You guys are also becoming Dinner Answer subscribers. And I like this so much because it's $7 a month. We're calling it pandemic pricing. And we give you menus, recipes, shopping lists, however you eat every single week. And when we do this, and the reason that we do this is because we support families going back to the dinner table. Our mission is to support you doing the best that you can for your family, even if it's just you. And everything adjusts, everything is completely 100% customizable. And you'll find out if you go to savingdinner.com, you'll see Dinner Answers right there on the page. Subscribe. When you do this, you're supporting a small woman-owned business. That's me and our small crew. You're supporting us, and we're also in return supporting you and saying thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So we appreciate you, and I just want you also to know this, that if there's anything that we can do to support you in your health journey, in whatever it is that you are trying to do with your life, however we can support you, just let me know. You can always send in an email to support@savingdinner.com. Anything that's addressed to me, I personally read. And I have to just say that I appreciate you. I appreciate all your encouragement and your support. You know, it's not a one-way street here. I give, you guys give back, and you give so much to me. And I can't even thank you enough for that. I love you, and I mean it. Peace. I will see you at 4, watching Caroline do whatever it is she's doing today. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.